Kyle. This is Dear to Birmingham and John Biondi. We're the proprietors of the Cider Farm here in Mineral Point, Wisconsin. And we wanted to reach out to you with this short video to let you know about the horrible tasting apples that we grow here on the Cider Farm. We think your viewers need to be warned about these apples.
Yeah, this tree's beautiful.
Really?
Beautiful.
All right. Yeah. That's a horrible tasting apple, dear.
Right? That's why it's called Tremlett's bitter. But that's what makes our Tremlett cider so great. Because those tannins that make it bitter give that cider complexity and mouthfeel like no table apple can.
Yeah, these apples are cultivated for drinking, not for eating. As you don't make great wine out of table grapes, you don't make great brandy and cider out of table apples. So you get these bitter apples.
So we've specialized in growing organically English and French cider apples since 2003. Apples that were made to be served in beverages rather than eaten out of hand. In fact, these apples were not sold commercially in the U.S. when we started this. So we learned to make our own trees, which is called grafting. When we decided back in 2003 that we wanted to use the best ingredients to make our ciders and brandy, we quickly found out you could not buy those apple trees in the U.S. So we learned to graft, a horticultural process to make your own trees. So this is our hoop house here, where we have in production 3,000 new cider apples. Farming organically is beneficial for bees of all types. We have wild pollinators that do a lot of the pollination for our orchard, and they need diverse flowering plants from early spring until all the way through the fall. What makes it good for the wild pollinators also makes it good for honeybees. And honeybees are what produces the honey for our cider, where we take the honey from these hives and ferment it with the apple juice from our farm. So Pete Demos of Queen Bee Acres is joining us here. These are his hives, and he and his wife manage these hives for the honey that goes into our cider. Hey Pete, I'm ready to be your assistant today.
Okay.
On the cider side, we like to say we make cider refreshment with wine complexity. Kyle, we'd love to have you come out here and try some cider and apple brandy with us, and a tour of the orchard. We're heading into harvest right now, one of our most exciting times, but blossom time is a really beautiful time too.
We know you like to feature stories that have multiple artisanal food sources intertwined, and we'd like to introduce you to some of the connections we have out here in the Southwest Wisconsin food web, and we'd like to take a moment to do that.
We're out here at Seven Seeds Farm. This is my family's farm, and I'm a 7th generation farmer. I raise red wattle large black heritage breed pork with the Cider Farm's apple pressing and Uplands Cheese whey, as well as a non-GMO pig feed.
It's great to have all our apples and apple pomace from the press continue to go to pigs. We have done that for 4 or 5 years at the Cider Farm, and now with so many trees to be keeping track of, we've gone to more of an expert like Michael, who can also rotate them among pastures, and he also gets whey from Uplands Cheese, the maker of award-winning Pleasant Ridge Reserve cheese that I hope you all have tried.
I'm Lars Forty, head distiller here at Yahara Bay. I've been running with the company 10 years now. This is a family company, the second legal distillery in Wisconsin's state history, and the first in Dane County. And we always emphasize legal. This is my brother Nels. Family company, 3 generations running. Our stepdad and mom started the company 10 years ago. But diving into all sorts of different adventures here, Cider Farm being one of them. So we're really excited to team up with this orchard and produce this beautiful apple brandy. And part of it is the organic side. So I'll let Nels kind of talk about that a little bit and how we're moving forward.
Yeah, so this year we applied for organic certification. We're going with MOSA out of Europa, and they've been really great, really helpful. It's a learning process for me. We're shooting for October 1st, certified organic for all apple brandy and brandy products. That'll also transfer to the process. So that's an exciting thing for us and for Cider Farm. And you know, we've been working with Cider Farm for many years now.
Since 2011.
Yeah, so it's a really great partnership. We're really excited that they're still with us and that we can continue with this. And they are the #1 reason we went with the organic certification and really kind of worked hard at getting that done. And although we look forward to other clients getting on board, this was really a big effort for them.
So just like in baking, we're using a dry yeast. So a big part of this step is to proof the yeast to make sure it's alive and viable. In addition to getting it started, so the bigger yeast culture we have, by letting it grow before we add it to the cider, we're going to get a bigger, healthier batch of yeast to pitch.
Looks like a lot of yeast.
We have a lot of cider.
Right.
Kyle, we're here at Harvest Restaurant on the Square in Madison, Wisconsin. We're going to go inside, chat with Tammy Lax and James Beard, award-winning chef. And this is kind of where everything we've been talking about comes together. The cider, the brandy, the pork. And we'll have Tammy tell us how she kind of brings that together in her special Cider Farm dinners every October. Kyle, again, I'm here with Tammy Lax, the owner and proprietor of the Harvest Restaurant here on the Square in Madison, Wisconsin, a James Beard nominated chef.
So this will be our fourth annual dinner. I think it probably coincides with when your brandy first became available, because that, you know, kind of gave us that connection. And when we started talking about the fact that you're raising hogs, I said, fantastic, let's raise one for Harvest. We've been calling the hog Delicious. We started with Delicious and we'll be on to Delicious 4 this year.
Delicious 4 this year,
Yes.
that's right. And you do multiple courses of pork, but every one unique and delicious and incredible. Is there any of those that particularly come to mind from over the years? I know there's a lot of them.
I know. I think it's pretty cliche to say, but I think pork belly is just one of my favorite absolute things to eat. So the year that we did, we made our own honey beer. So instead of using water, we used the buckwheat and made a waffle and had a cider apple jam with that, and then the pork belly. And there was just something about the tartness of the jam and the unctuousness of the pork and the sweetness of the honey. It was just a really beautiful combination. That's the one that's always sticking in my head.
That sticks out.
Yeah, we may have to repeat that one this year.
Oh, well, that'd be great. Well, Kyle, again, we just wanted to kind of introduce you to some of the connections we have in the Southern Wisconsin food web. Hope you liked our story. We'll wait to hear from you.
Sunshine on the orchard, hear the buzzing of the bees. John's out on the tractor, Deidre's up a tree. They love the land, it's a romance. Apples hanging on the branch, made by hand, nature and man. Cider Farm brandy.